out here at George Ward Park in Birmingham, Alabama. This is actually the first disc golf course I ever played back when I technically started playing back in 2013. And so now every time I come home for Christmas, I try and make it a tradition to come out here and play it at least once. The past few years, I've been shooting 3 to 4 down, so we'll see if I can beat that today. But really, it's always good just to get back out here and play the first course I ever played and kind of see how far I've come. I think when I first started playing, I was just playing with like 3 discs you find at like a big box store. So the only one I remember was like a Champion Beast. So now I obviously have much different discs. I hope I've gotten a little bit better, so we'll see how I play. One of the best things about this course is they've got multiple pin positions all over. You see hole 1 has 4, usually 2 are in play at a time. Today I'm going to play the all yellow baskets. It's just easier to see, and I'm not always familiar with where they're at, and so they're the easiest one just to spot. So yeah, this is hole 1. I'm going to throw 2 off the top. It didn't get much of a warm-up, so we'll see what I can do. First step, nocturnal bullet. Sometimes you can skip up on there, it's pretty good. Okay, sublime. Let me get this a little more juice. Oh, either of this is good. Dang. Oh, I'm good. Funny roll. The whole one's one really wanted to get, but it's also the first hole, so it's kind of tricky to dial it in. Okay, hole 2's just up over that hill. I'm gonna try and throw my sublime out though, see if I can get it there. I don't mind being short here because you're putting back uphill, so down. Oh man, come back. Well, there's my street alpha. I'll throw one more just to get kind of warmed up. Since that one went so straight, I'm gonna throw mine. Must be more wind out there. Oh well. Time here was definitely getting hard to find this out here. Here's my sublime alpha. The long one's up there kind of in C1, but I'm gonna get this a soft bit with the queso pickle because I really don't want to roll away. Get worse than far. 6. That's the job. Okay, let's put that in. This is tricky judging distance to downhill. A little bit of tailwind. Instead of trying to throw, just a Mustang would do. Okay. I'm going to start the figure on 8 right now. Not great. It's off that tree, so I got a long look at it. Okay. Okay. Just even through 3's not great, so really got to get this one. It's about 225, just kind of straight there. Not a lot of danger with it in its good position. I'm gonna throw the sublime pickle and hope it kind of fades out. Whew, okay, finally a good shot. Let's get rolling. Oh, stay on this very tree. All right. This whole stands out quite a bit on this course. 1, it's almost completely flat. 2, it's really, really far. This one's going to be a good gauge of no matter how much worse I've gotten this year. Still way better at this hole than I was when I first started playing. I remember first starting playing as a typical beginner. Like, I Take me 7 shots to get down there, throwing 150 feet, just like massive hyzers at a time. So let's see if I can get the par. It's a par 4. Birdie would be nice, but I don't know if my arm's warmed up to really get it there. It's what's the sign say? Yeah, 554 par 4. I think it's a little farther than that, but we'll see. Maybe I can get it there. I hope the wind behaves and give it a rip with this lightweight idle first run. It really gives me distance. Take a little left. Hopefully that's enough distance. Probably gonna need another big one to get to the green. This is probably risky. I'm gonna try and not overflip this new soft dress. Longer putt than I want, but it's technically a putt. It's not playing to the long thing way up there. Although I think sometimes that plays to the par 5. Like a middle surface look, so it'd be a nice make. Come on. Let's go. Woo! That one. Oh, I'm gonna kick my candy in the way I'm completely missing my up shot. Okay, you're not gonna see the basket on this one, but the big tree kind of in the middle, it's like 100 feet to the right of that, so it's a big, for me with no forehand, just a big kind of hold this turn. Maybe throw it on the line hyzer, although I got a headwind, so I hope it helps me out. Throwing this swirly apex selling. Too much. On the sidewalk, might have a putt. We had a tricky line under this bench. A little farther than my last one. See if I could really dial this shit. I think we need something for that one. Okay. This one's up under that yellow pretty tree. Like 350. This one right now, the way I'm throwing is a pretty hard par 3. I'm just gonna try and get something so it's an easy par. Maybe I'll get wind helps. Park the short pin. Let's see if that was this case of the wind. I'm gonna throw my 4th run apex longhorn to see if it can kind of hold that a little more. Still a long putt, but that would have been the better choice. Kind of a tricky little upshot here. Just gotta get around these trees. You know, sometimes I still feel like a content creation newbie. I made it through, I think, 7 holes before I learned that I didn't even have my mic on. Hopefully most of the time I've been talking, I've been close enough to the camera so there's some audio, but I apologize. Should be fixed the rest of the way. Let's keep playing. All right, now that we have audio, this is one of the easier holes on the course. It's a par 4, 414, so really you just got to get anything into that field down there, kind of by that short basket if you can see it. And this is a pitch up the hill. Again, the farther in the hill you can get, the easier the pitch up is. I'm just going to try and get this way down there. That should be good. Might come out a little early. A little short, but that's fine. Yeah, that ended up way farther left than I want to be. I'm going to try and just throw this apex pickle, hopefully not crash those back woods. I'm going to do standstill just because this run up, but I don't think it's that far. And I did exactly what I didn't want to do. And the audio in that shot, I'm kind of in a bad mood. I guess that's a great example of why you just never really openly call a hole easy. Usually comes back to bite you. Where'd that go? Thought it stayed in the tree somewhere. Well, oh, way up in here. Okay, this is fun. Okay, yeah, definitely don't call holes easy. They will come back to bite you. This is awkward. Call the hole the easiest one, only one I bogey. Great. Okay, here's where the elevation really comes into play. This one's just straight up the hill and somehow still plays as a par 3. So just going to try and get this as far up there so I have an upshot. Okay. I can work with that. Okay, this is another one. You just want to get up there and don't roll down the hill. I'm going to try to backhand this. Glow profit. Sit down. Sit. Okay, roll towards the bushes, but that's fine. It's a tricky green with a lot of roots. It can kind of pop your disc up and roll way back down that hill. At least it's a par. Okay, only 1 down through 9, so that's not great. So I really got to get going on the back 9. Here's kind of where the sketchy tee pads start. This one's got a pretty short and got a big drop off the front, so it starts to get in my head, but I'm going to try and keep it out. I'm going to go swirly apex salamander here. Way too high, but maybe that'll miss everything. Get around, get around. That was an interesting line. Still way short. Actually wasn't too bad. Got to about pin high, a little right. Don't mind the trash. Okay. The back 9 started well. Okay. There we go. Let's get it rolling again. Okay. Hole 11 says 270. I shot it at like 290, but it's way more uphill than it looks. You're kind of just riding the hill the whole way, and skips don't even get up the hill as much. So I'm going to try and get there with this Sublime Longhorn. Hopefully at least get in the circle. The way I'm throwing, I'd be lucky. Get around that. Okay. That's still probably short, but looked pretty good. I don't love that at this point in the year I'm throwing my Longhorn 280 uphill, but oh well. Should still tap this in. Okay. This is a fun shot, but it's a little tricky because it's so downhill you overjudge the distance. So this says 250, but I'm trying to throw a pickle softly and get that fade, but not go too far past the basket. Looks good, but still going long. Should still be a putt, but even that I threw softly and it got way down there. Just for fun. I'm going to throw this profit and see if it's got enough dump. Yeah. Oh, tree killed it, but that probably would have been a little better. Yeah, even throwing that softly, still went 35, 40 feet long, so got another big putt coming up. At least the putt's feeling decent today. This is another one of my favorite holes. Basket's across the big ravine / creek. Just right out there. You can play it safe and go out right wide, guarantee a par, or if you want to go for it, you're tempting kind of the edge of that creek more. I'm going to disc up again to the Longhorn because I'm not trusting my distance right now. It looks really good. Just get down. Ah, okay, I'm liking that Longhorn right now. Let's go tap that in. Sit down. All right, I'm glad I got that string of birdies because sitting at 4 down, going into 14, and these next few are just where the pins are is really, I'm probably playing for par. This one you can't see it, but it's just way up, straight up this hill. And then right when we get to the top, you can kind of see the basket. So similar to 10, I'm just going to try and get one way up there. Oh, I'm going to wait for this truck to drive through. This is always an interesting park. Uh, there's definitely some homeless that call it home. You apparently have trucks driving straight through the fairway. We'll see what they're doing, and then I'll go ahead and throw. Okay, and now we throw straight uphill. That actually might be pretty good. This one's pretty crazy as a par 3, especially in this long position. So just trying, got a really good drive. Just trying to put this close to the basket. Get off the tree, sit. Okay, that'll do. This one's a pretty wild and fun hole, especially at this pin position. So I think the safe, smart play is I'm going to try and go out wide and either clear the creek or even if I land short, it's fine. Pitch over, take the par. The fun line is going straight through this gap. Probably the easier birdie, but you could also hit this tree and be done for. I'm going to throw my Elixir Idol on the big hyzer, and then I'll try and throw a fun one through that small gap. Just got to get around this first pine, or the first big pine. Maybe? I think I caught a tree and landed on this side of the creek. Okay, now for the fun gap. It's hard because you don't really get a run up. Not enough flip. It's gonna bang off the cage though, hit the bridge. Tricky shot, fun though. Can't tell if these two trees helped me or hurt me. It kicked me right down on this side of the bank, so probably helped me because I wasn't going to clear it, but at least now I'm safe on this kind of dry land with a putt. But we'll see. Okay, this is a birdie I wasn't counting on. Let's see if we can get it. Oh man. Oh well, give it a nice bid. Okay, thought I had a chance. All right, I know I don't throw a lot of forehands, but it's pretty rare even that I get the whole 16 without throwing a single one. So, oh, let's see if I can get one there. Oh, get up. Woo, that might have rode the grass perfectly well. Let's go see. Nice. That glow pop cat ended up just grazing off this nice short grass perfectly. Probably hit the ground halfway to the basket and just kind of skipped a few times right up here. So ended up being a good throw. Now we're heating up. I actually miscounted one of my birdies a while back, but now I'm at 6 down through 16. The last two are gettable, but not counting on them. But let's see if I can do it. I'm going to throw the soft jackalope just right up that hill. It's like 270 uphill. Oh, too much uphill. Kick off that tree. It's a long putt. I kind of yanked that one. I wonder if I can get a mid there. Probably not the way I'm throwing. Here's that Apex Mustang. Yeah, it's kind of fell to the bottom of this hill, so pretty long look, but I'll get it a soft bid. And by bid, I mean layup. Whoops. Yeah, that was the worst bid in a while. Even the layup came a little short. Okay, like I said, not one I birdie very frequently. Okay, this is the last hole. A little hard to see, but between these first two trees, it's just straight down there right over the hill. Camera's not tall enough to get it, and there's not really a place to prop it up here. So I'm just going to try and throw this nocturnal bullet. See if I can get it there. Sign says it's only 230, so I should have the distance if I can just hit this gap. Oh, get under that tree. Oh, man. That one was long. That is already beaten in quickly. Good, because I lost my other important one. Let's just try. You know, it's hole 18. You got to throw some runs at it. Let's throw my pickles, because that seems to be what I've been doing this whole time in Birmingham. So, first up, Sublime Pickle. Late stability, man. It's a good line, though. Here's the Apex Pickle. Oh, get it. Oh, camera can't see that, but that either flash changed or went right under the basket. That Apex Pickle likes baskets. And here's the Mega Soft Eternal Pickle. Hover, hover. Okay, those are fun rides. Let's go see where that first one ended up, see if I've got to look at birdie. Okay, so I got a little too much turn and a little over through the basket. Bad for the shot, but good for what I need my new glow bullet to beat into. That's usually what I rely on the glow one to be, is the flippy bullet. Made the deep circle 2 look. Let's see if I can get another one. Drop. Not the best bid, but I'll take it. Okay, that does it. Back to my first course I've ever played, George Ward Park in Birmingham, Alabama. I believe, let me put in the scores. Yeah, with a par on 18, that's 6 down. I think that's my personal best. But I'll go catch my breath, cool off a little bit, which is weird to say on Christmas Eve, but then share some final thoughts about playing, you know, what I'll call my home course. That used to be a home course. I don't know. Okay. First off, apologies about the audio. That's on me, still learning how to film videos, but I think I caught it on hole 7, so hopefully you got, not that you wanted to hear them, my thoughts on the back 9. Coincidentally, also heated up on the back 9. I think I went 6 down overall. I know I went 6 down overall, but that was 5 down on the back 9, so pretty happy with that after a fairly rough start, especially the first 2 holes that are ones I probably should birdie, so good to get going a little bit. Hate that I didn't go bogey free, but, you know, sometimes it happens out here. I think actually, despite losing a lot of distance and feeling like I didn't play as well in 2025, I think the thing I've learned to really play this year is just to play golf. I think that showed today, coming back to play George Ward. There's a few that if you miss your tee shot, you can really run a putt and roll down a hill, or you can do something crazy to kind of take what should still be easy to save par to a bogey. Other than one hole today, pretty much did that well, and I think that's why I got the 6 down, which UDIS says that's my best rating on this layout. There's a different layout every time I come here, so I'm not really sure exactly how that fares. Again, the UDIS rating also says it was my highest, but only by like 2 or 3 points. So maybe not a huge improvement, but I'm kind of proud with how I've learned to play golf in 2025, of just being able to kind of save pars even when I don't get the birdie. Yeah. Otherwise, it's always fun coming out here, especially when it's beautiful weather. Probably shouldn't be 72 degrees on Christmas Eve, but that's what you get in Alabama and Texas. So kind of used to it. Nice to be able to rock the Loot short sleeves out here. Tee-pads held up pretty well. Dried off from after a few days ago. It was rain. But anyways, yeah, I really like this. This is a great first course to play. A lot of different shots, a lot of elevation, something I'm not used to anymore, but always good to get back out here. So I'll probably try to make this an annual thing. We'll see. I've been doing it the past 2 or 3 years, just coming out here and playing it just to see how better or worse I've gotten each year. So look forward to next year and see if I can go. I'll just tell myself I want to go 10 down next year. Lofty expectations, but set your goals high, I guess. Anyways, thank you for watching this. Y'all have a Merry Christmas. It'll probably get posted after that, but I hope you had a Merry Christmas. Yeah, enjoy 2026. See y'all.